for our health heroes around the world. Hey, yo, crypto in health. You want to know how crypto is working in health? We come to you every day with juicy news on wealth, wellness, and well being. We're broadcasting to you live from 1.4 degrees south of the equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian. I like to tell you we're right in the cryptographic middle of the world. You're with me, Scholastica Mugi, and I'm coming to you at 1100 hours coordinated universal time UTC here on the Ubrican channel. You're just in time. Guys, it's 1 month, 1 week, and 5 days since the first case of coronavirus was confirmed in our country, Kenya. And so you should be feeling so blessed to be healthy and to be alive. These are just unprecedented times, and every day you wake up, you feel good and you feel healthy, or your body parts are just functioning fine. Just remember to be thankful. So I welcome you to yet another lovely episode of the Yo Crypto, and of course, not without massive shout out to Grace, Naomi, Shiko, Irene, Barbara, Abet, Susan, Evans, Betty, JJ, Jojo, David Muturu, Miss Kindness, Fochari Productions, Madam Beatrice Marango, Joyce of Seattle, Dr. Stephen Karanja, Mr. Mbugwa Kimani, Kimani Kamau, Eglantin Lonperia, Romario, Producer Purity, Pinch 254. Samuel Gatua, Brian Rakoi, Ian Mwangi, Jacob Yator, Paul Njoroge, Jane Nelson, The Prince, Triza, Justin, Mohammed Ali, Global Trader, Ruth Owino, Jane Gashugu, Irene Kiaton, Engineer Masinga, The Comical Canadian, Mark Wawero, Stephen Opanga, Raja Usman, Veronica Mwangi, Solomon Mushemi. To our very amazing people who have been joining us for our Zoom classes, Lynn Washira Jonte, Jen Washira, Chiza, Dennis Ogeto, Charles Care, Ruth Owino, Millicent Mondo, David Ogutu, Alpha Nyota, Job, Jojo. Much appreciation to you guys. Thank you so much for always being there. And thank you for just supporting us in a very big way. So I welcome you guys once more. And of course, I want to keep reminding you that self-discipline is key in these very uncertain times. And by that, I mean that maintaining good hygiene is paramount. Now, you're washing your hands with soap and water every so often. Then you're sanitizing using an alcohol-based sanitizer. You're also remembering to observe social distancing, and you're wearing your mask whenever you are in public. And you're covering your nose and mouth while sneezing or coughing using a disposable tissue. And of course, the rule here is stay home if you can, and remember to stay safe, because this is the only way we can overcome this invisible enemy. Now, let us get our inspiration, and it's coming from Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5. We also boast of our troubles because we know that trouble produces endurance. Endurance brings God's approval, and His approval creates hope. This hope does not disappoint us, for God has poured out His love into our hearts by means of the Holy Spirit, who is God's gift to us. So, we're talking about not getting worried about our troubles, because in trouble, then endurance is found. And endurance definitely means that we are able to get God's approval, which then creates hope. And this hope will not disappoint us, because definitely God's love is within us, and He definitely is going to take charge of us, because, as I say, He alone is omnipresent, He alone is omniscient, He alone is omnipotent. So guys, on our COVID-19 term, today we're looking at patient status definitions. And on our crypto news segment, we're looking at what is the biggest barrier to crypto adoption. And of course, on Eureka today, we want to keep the conversation of Ubrecoin Trading Masterclass, which you should by now be aware of and be there to join us, because it's really amazing. So let's look at our COVID-19 term. Now we're looking at patient status definitions, and I will be letting you know about the confirmed, suspected, and exposed, because I've always been talking about the number of confirmed cases. What does that really mean? Now, The patient, now this is the confirmed, I begin with confirmed. The patient meets all the criteria necessary to be considered a patient under investigation, including signs, symptoms, and travel history. A lab sample was collected and tested by a CDC qualified laboratory, and the result is positive. That's a confirmed case. Now, a suspected case is where the patient meets all the criteria necessary to be considered a patient under investigation, including signs, symptoms, and travel history. A lab sample was collected and sent to a CDC qualified lab, but the results are still pending. Now, an exposed case is where the person meets the criteria established by the CDC with regards to travel history and or close contact with a confirmed case, but the individual is not exhibiting any additional signs or symptoms consistent with infections. So you have seen the patient, these are the patient status definition. So when I talk about the confirmed case, I mean that this is a patient that meets all the criteria necessary to be considered under a patient, considered a patient under investigation, including signs, symptoms, and travel history. And this sample, a lab sample, was collected and tested by a CDC qualified laboratory, and the result is positive. We have already confirmed that the result is positive, and this person is indeed has COVID-19. Now, having said that, then we can now bring you up to speed with the data from the Ministry of Health as it stands now. That is as of yesterday, as of yesterday. Now, the number of tested people is at 16,738. We have now confirmed 336 cases of COVID-19, and then we have 14 deaths and 94 recovered. 94 recovered. That's where the hope is, and we must insist on it. 94 recovered. So we are doing, that is how far we've come, meaning probably the cases are on the rise, but at the same time, we have people recovering, and that's a sign of, well, definitely we're gonna overcome, but not without the self-discipline that I keep on telling you guys. So now we can move on to our crypto news segment. This is an article on Cointelegraph by Samuel Hick, and this is a survey that shows lack of knowledge is preventing mainstream adoption of crypto. A survey published by peer-to-peer Bitcoin marketplace Paxful has found that Americans with a working knowledge of cryptocurrency believe that the largest barrier to mainstream crypto adoption is a lack of knowledge among the general population. The survey seeks to explore the longer-term outlook for crypto held by 500 United States-based men and women with a competent understanding of crypto assets. Nearly 54% of respondents asserted that limited knowledge of cryptocurrency among the general public is the largest barrier to the widespread use of crypto assets. Now, 34% of respondents answered that a lack of resources, such as access to an internet connection, computer, or smartphone, is the largest hurdle stifling adoption, while 11% did not cite a major factor as hindering the use of crypto assets. So this, we're talking about what is hindering, what the public understanding clearly shows is the biggest barrier to crypto adoption. You can see that nearly 54% of the respondents asserted that limited knowledge of cryptocurrency among the general public is the largest barrier to the widespread use of crypto assets. And I couldn't agree more, because we have seen that even as we are conducting the Ubicon trading masterclass, we can clearly tell that there's just limited knowledge into using of cryptos. And that is why as Ubrica, we come to you every day. We have seen that there is indeed a gap in how much people know about cryptos and what they really need to know. And in as far as trading is concerned, we can see clearly that there's so many people who do not even understand the basic trading. And so if you do not understand the basics of cryptos, then definitely there's no way you're going to get to the next level of even understanding the use cases, even other use cases where you can use your cryptos. So that is why we want to encourage you, and we want to invite you to learn with us, to have an in-depth learning of how exactly cryptos work, because clearly having those Ubri coins in your smartphone is definitely not enough. You need to go that extra mile to understand, now, how does this Ubri coin exactly work for me, and how is it going to work for me, and how am I even going to make sure that I understand that indeed it is money. It is money that you can use. It is money that you can use to exchange, to buy things, to purchase for goods, for and other things. So we want to bring that education to you guys. Now, I always say that the first step here is learning the very basic of it. And of course, we want to guide you through every day, especially during the weekdays. We have Miss Susan guiding us through the basic trading and arbitrage trading. And this is at 3 p.m. East Africa time. So once you join our one-on-one Zoom class, you're going to have an amazing time, and we're going to bring the numbers down on the people who have limited knowledge of cryptocurrency. Now, having said that, I also want to encourage you people to visit our website on www.academy.tubricoin.com, and you will then get the knowledge, the theory of blockchain, as well as trading and cryptocurrency. It's all in there. We have given you enough information where you're able to now understand the theory and then come over to the Ubricoin Trading Masterclass for the practical session, and it's going to be definitely amazing. So you have no excuse whatsoever of having limited knowledge of cryptos. We got you. We got you guys. And now more than ever, so many people are indoors. And if you're among the people who are lucky to have an internet connection, you have a good smartphone, then you do not have an excuse of not getting as much knowledge regarding cryptos for you. So let's do this, guys. Let's encourage one another. And of course, even as we try to see what we can do to benefit ourselves, even in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, we can definitely do something that can even help us in after all is done. Yeah. So guys, I'd like to love you and leave you, but not without a quote. Now today, I'm looking at a quote from a Greek philosopher, Aristotle, who says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." I have been your girl, Scholastica Mugi, and until tomorrow, it is goodbye for now. Ciao.